Hi guys, and welcome to another Tis Only a Scratch, a game where things go horribly wrong in the beginning, you lose most of your health, get very unlucky, and basically still end up having a really good game. We are here with Mirdwen in his T71, and it's on Muravanka as it currently is in 9.2. That's going to change forever in a couple of days when 9.3 is released, but in the meantime, let's just play on the map as it is. So Mirdwen is in the T71 in a Tier 9 game, and we are just going to go.
Let's get this show on the road.
So as you can tell from my introduction, things are going to go horribly wrong at the beginning of this game for Mirdwen, but he's going to rescue the game and have a really nice result at the end of it. Now, initially it looked as if he was going to go into the magic forest, which is no longer going to be a magic forest, and there's the first thing that's gone wrong. He gets spotted and hit by a leopard PTA, loses half his health, and his engine gets damaged, so he's had to use his repair kit. He's saying the leopard was lucky. I don't think it was luck. It was a nicely planned ambush. Enemy T-71 spotted him. Speaking of which, the enemy T-71 has advanced very aggressively along with an AMX 1390. Oh, and he's still been spotted. One of those scouts has spotted him. He's just been tracked by a T-54E1. He pounced a T-54E1, and now the third shot has taken him down to 6 health. For some reason, the T-54E1 didn't fire a fourth shot. Or maybe he did. Maybe the first shot was a miss. But, yeah. 'Tis only a scratch. He's only on 6 hit points. So at this moment in time, what's probably running through his head is, what the heck can I do now? So he's going to go get some revenge on this T-54E1. Manages to hit an ally by accident. Shooting the T-71 on the move is never a good idea. T-70 or the AMX 5100 gets killed, but Mirdwen is able to get his first kill of the game. A little bit unfortunate with that shot on the move. Don't know whether that shot resulted in the AMX 5100 dying. And normally I would say sorry, but Mirdwen has done his job. He's still on his 6 hit points, and he decides to reverse and get out of there. So he's going more into sniper mode now, which he really needs to do with this amount of hit points. He's on 649 damage with 1 kill. So he's looking for shots. Has to be quite passive. And the Black Prince is going to be a tough customer to penetrate. So he does manage a penetration, takes him out for kill number 2. Some nice aiming there, going for the weak strip between the lower glacis and the upper glacis and the turret. So he's on 2 kills and still on his 6 hit points. So he hints of shots at this ISU, gets a lovely shot, and another shot sets him on fire for kill number 3. So that is 1100 damage and 3 kills, all while on 6 hit points. I do love the T-71. I still think it's going to be a good tank, even with the release of more American lights and more light tanks for the other nations in 9.3. Don't think it's going to be quite as good, but it's still going to be a pretty decent tank. So it is definitely going to be staying in my garage. So Mirdwen is kind of waiting to see what the enemy team are going to do. He needs to be quite passive. He's letting his friendlies spot the enemy tanks for him, and he's just playing as a sniper. Still quite a close game. Score is 7-6. And that Tiger 1 is getting absolutely chewed up. So Mirdwen relocates. He's got shots on the side of the beak of the IS-3. But unfortunately, shots seem to be going a little bit high. So he only manages to pen one shot on the IS-3. He's gone for a reload again. Maybe looking for a better angle. And he has it. He's got shots on the side of the beak. At that angle, basically, the IS-3 has flattened the front of his beak. And that last shot, quite lucky, the shot goes high but penetrates the top of the turret. And that is kill number 4, 1600 damage. And as he points out in chat, all 4 kills were while he was on 6 hit points. So still a T-28 prototype Super Pershing. They are in quite low health. And technically, Mirdwen would have been able to clip them with one clip, but he doesn't need to. T-28 prototype gets taken out. But the reason I love these replays when players do really well on low health is, well, A, I'm not the best of players, so I find myself in this situation quite often. But also, you often see players ignore the fact they've got no health and continue to play aggressively and die really quickly, taking a chance on low health and basically getting yourself killed. And retraining yourself to play passively when you're in a situation where you've got 0 health, simply to keep your gun in the game, is something that a lot of players need to do. So you can argue that he's a scout or he's a light tank and he's not actually scouting, but he is damage dealing. He's still in this game. Score is 12-9. He's up to 1800 damage. And the Leopard PTA on the enemy team has just taken out the Jagdpanther 2, so full health Leopard PTA. IS-8 was last spotted in town, and we know that there's a low health Su-152 hiding behind the buildings. So Mirdwen is going to be doing some scouting now. He's advancing, using these bushes to advance up the 2 line. And the Indian Panzer has started to engage the Leopard PTA. Mirdwen is going to move back. He's going to need to support the Indian Panzer, and he realizes that. He's moving back, so the 2 tanks can engage the PTA if he decides to push. And Mirdwen again is relocating. Oh, IS-8 has moved from town. He is suddenly being spotted sitting beside the Leopard PTA. So the score is still 13-11. It could go either way, depending on how well the 2 enemy tanks play. So Mirdwen is looking for shots on the rear of this IS-8. Can't see whether that's the front or the rear, and the IS-8's using Rex to hide his hull. So again, Mirdwen is trying to relocate, trying to get shots. Looks as if he has shots on the back. It may be the front. Hard to tell sometimes from enemy outlines. It doesn't matter anymore because the IS-8 is out of there. So it's just the Leopard PTA. And Mirdwen manages to sneak one more shot in to finish up the game with 1900 recorded damage. So the replay description says a tribute to Osiris and Neilon Travels. That's quite nice. Thank you, Mirdwen. But you could see that it was still a pretty good game. He finished top on XP with 1131. One of his blind shots, or maybe 2 of his blind shots, actually went in because he finished up with 2,225 damage and 4 kills. And all of that was done with just 6 hit points. How often do you see a tank on low hit points play too aggressively and die as a result? He fired 30, hit 24, penned 17, nice amount of damage, and he spotted 3, damaged 6, and destroyed 4, even managing to do 866 assistance damage, even though his hit points were so low he couldn't actually scout in his light tank. Still a nice amount of assistance damage. He earned 6,000 credits for that game with a standard account, 1132 XP. And unfortunately did manage to hit a friendly and got fined a whole 1 XP. But still a really, really nice game. Really, really nice to see someone finishing top and having such a good game when they had such a bad start. So thank you very much, Mirdwen. I know technically you didn't send it in, you sent the link on YouTube, but really, really enjoyed the game. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.